There are certain passages in the Bible that just feel different, like you're stepping onto holy ground. John chapter 17 is absolutely one of those places. It's this incredibly rare, unfiltered glimpse into the heart of Jesus, praying to his Father right before everything went down, right before the cross. But here's the thing. Tucked away inside this prayer are a few staggering truths, these like glory-heavy realities that are so easy to just read right past. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to ask, what are the massive realities hidden in Jesus' prayer? Let's dig in and find out. The timing here is just everything. This is not just any prayer. This is Jesus's final report to the Father. It's his last will and testament for all of us, his followers. And he's saying it on the very edge of unimaginable suffering. What he says here, it reveals the very foundation of our faith. And that brings us to our first huge truth. And honestly, it's a bit of a mind bender. Jesus speaks as if the cross, the very thing he is about to face, is already over and done with. He says this in John chapter 17, verse 4. I have finished the work you gave me to do. Did you catch that? The tense he uses, finished, past tense. Now, to really feel the weight of that, you have to remember what hasn't happened yet. At this point, he hasn't even been arrested. Judas is literally on his way. He hasn't stood before Pilate. He hasn't endured any of the false trials. Not a single nail has pierced his skin. He hasn't shed one drop of his blood for the sins of the world. And he certainly hasn't conquered death and walked out of that tomb. And yet, he speaks with this absolute certainty like it's already a memory. So the question is, how? How can he talk about a future battle as if it's a past victory? Well, it's because his victory was never, ever in doubt. The Son's obedience to the Father was so perfect, so complete, that the cross wasn't just a possibility, it was a guaranteed accomplishment. It was a done deal in the heart of God before it ever happened in history. And think about what this means for you. It means your salvation was never fragile. Your redemption was never a maybe. The cross wasn't some cosmic gamble that could have gone either way. No, Jesus walked into the jaws of death already holding the keys to victory. From his perspective, it was already finished. Okay, so let's move to our second point, because this one, wow. This might be the single most shocking truth in the entire chapter. It has to do with the very nature of God's love for you. Towards the end of the prayer in John chapter 17, verse 26, Jesus prays this, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them. Now just let that sink in for a minute. He doesn't ask that God would love us. He asks that we would be loved with the exact same love that the Father has for the Son. And let's be really, really clear about what he's saying. This isn't just some love or a diluted second-hand version of it. It's not God just sort of tolerating us out of mercy. No, Jesus is praying that the perfect, infinite, eternal love that the Father has for the Son is the same love that God has for you. And we have to get this. This isn't just beautiful poetry. This isn't a nice metaphor. According to Jesus himself, this is the most explosive relational reality in the entire universe. It changes absolutely everything about how you see yourself and God. You could call it son-level affection. Because you are united to Jesus, because you're in him, God the Father looks at you and loves you with the exact same powerful affection he has for his own Son. That is an incredible soul-studying truth. And this leads us right to the emotional peak of the prayer. It's not just about what Jesus accomplished or how we are loved. It's about what Jesus himself deeply, personally wants. In John 17, verse 24, he says, Father, I desire. Listen to that word. He doesn't say, I suggest or I hope. He says, I desire that they also be with me where I am to see my glory. This is the deep longing of his heart. He's not content just to save you from something. So what is Christ's posture toward you? It's not a savior who just tolerates you. It is the posture of a bridegroom who longs for his bride. That is the language of deep, personal, powerful desire. He wants you near him. He wants you right beside him. He wants you to see him in all his glory. To put it simply, he wants you home. He's telling the Father, they belong to me. Bring them home. I want them with me. And here's the thought that can reorient your whole life. You do not cling to Christ more than he clings to you. Your desire for him will never be stronger than his desire for you. Your longing for him is just the faint, beautiful echo of his primary, powerful longing for you. So, let's pull all of this together. What is the single deepest truth? The actual beating heart of John chapter 17. It's how these three massive truths connect. It starts with his work, a salvation so certain it was guaranteed before it even happened. That guaranteed work gives you a new identity, one where you are loved with the same love the Father has for the Son. And flowing out of that incredible love is his personal, deep desire for you to be with him. And it all comes down to this: Jesus wants you. Not just in some abstract, theoretical sense. He wants you personally, eternally, and joyfully. And in the darkest hour of human history, right before he went to the cross, he paused, looked forward through all of time, and he prayed for you to prove it.